WCCSradio.com. Good morning and thanks for being with us here today. And our visit this morning with Mike Kincaid, President and Executive Director of the Challenger Centers, and Walter Schroth from the Indiana Area School District School Board this morning, and most importantly in this context with the Challenger Center here in Indiana. Visit presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm, best personal injury lawyer 4 years in a row, and the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Walter, I'm going to start with you because you've been with this process for a very long time, and for a lot of people, they probably even forgot the Challenger Center is a part of our future here in Indiana County. It's been a while.
It has been a journey, Todd. There's no question about it. We first started the project, or looking at the project, in 2012. I don't think we've quite hit the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest development of a Challenger Center, but and we've been through some ups and downs in that process. And there's been a core group of us that have never given up the vision because we recognize the value that it will bring not only to our community, but the communities in the 22 counties surrounding Indiana County.
Yeah, it's really going to be something. And now Mike Kincaid, new to the position, but not to the Challenger Centers. And you wanted to get a firsthand look at the facility that we have here going and what the program looks like.
Absolutely, Todd. No, it's so exciting to be here. I spent 37 years at NASA in different roles, and I retired from NASA and started with Challenger Center a little over a year ago. My first month on the job, I called the team here in Indiana and said, hey, tell me where we are in this process. And so they filled me in. They'd made a lot of progress this last year with the help of local supporters. And I said, I want to come see it. So myself and the rest of our team was up yesterday, got a chance to kind of see the facility, walk around it, show it off to different people, take measurements so we can be back with all of the stuff that goes into a Challenger Center later this fall.
I'm sure that in those cases you walk into a situation where you really haven't had a chance to see firsthand what something looks like. And once you get those eyes on it, you see the way that progress is going, you get a better picture of what's happening with it.
Exactly. No, that's exactly right. To be able to come see it in person. Because while the insides, what the students experience is very similar, we have there's actually 33 Challenger Centers. This will be our number 34th. So while the look and experience is similar, how it's laid out exactly, each building's a little different. And so you're exactly right. You have to come in, look at it, figure out how to fit in these particular things in this particular space. And it's a wonderful space. It's going to be a beacon here in the community.
The Challenger concept, for folks who are not aware of what it is, it's a really, really ambitious thing. And Walter referred to it. The breadth of it for the entire region is amazing.
Yeah. So let me start first with the big picture. So 3 weeks ago, we honored the memory of the Challenger crew. It was our 40th anniversary of the loss of the Challenger crew, and the families of the Challenger came together less than 90 days later. If you just pause and think about that, think about all the things they were going through. Less than 90 days later, they created Challenger Center because they wanted to do something that could reach kids as a legacy of the crew. So now our anniversary is in 2 more months, and in those 40 years, we've reached almost 7 million kids through different experiences. We still haven't really talked about what does a Challenger Center look like or experience for a kid, but to be able to continue to reach those students is something that I know the families are still excited about seeing.
Is the mission all that different from one Challenger Center to the other? Is the way that it's envisioned on a local level, does it follow a pattern?
Yeah, great question. So let's first talk about what happens for a kid. So imagine you're a kid, you're in 5th to 8th grade, you get off a school bus, you walk into a briefing room, someone greets you in a blue flight suit. That's your mission commander, your flight director. Those are trained educators who've been in classrooms, who are leading that experience. You walk in, they tell you about your briefing, your mission. Students can go to Mars. The teachers had decided in advance, are they going to go to Mars? Are they going to go to the moon? Are they going to do an Earth or rendezvous with a comet? And then each of those kids have been pre-assigned a role that they're going to take for the next 2 hours. So students, maybe half of them know, I'm going to start on mission control. I'm going to be a flight controller, and I'm going to be looking at, say, like robotics or weather or medicine. The other half are going to be astronauts. They're going to fly to space. They're going to go through what we call a transport room, fly to space. They get out into the spacecraft, and they have the same position. So they're talking to their teammate who's in the other room as they accomplish the mission. There's actually 18 different roles that kids take, and they have to work as a team to accomplish it. And they find themselves in these moments where they have to figure out how to make it work. The teacher isn't telling them what to do or guiding them through the process. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
They also just to tag on to that very quickly. Every mission has a Houston, we have a problem moment where they actually intentionally fail a system on the mission, and the collaboration, cooperation, and critical thinking skills are then put to test of these students to figure out what's going on and how to resolve the problem. It's a great workforce development skill that all students and all employers and employees need.
And they're not coming into this cold. They've been studying this ahead of time, and they know what the situation is going to be in a limited way, when they come into it, which really means that you're getting faculties involved at all of the sending schools, and it really becomes a regional initiative in that way.
That's right. And part of your question was, does every Challenger Center look and feel the same? The missions look and feel the same, but what the individual Challenger Center does in their particular area, here the team is looking at adding something called Science on a Sphere. It's a big, huge globe. Imagine like a 10-foot globe. Some will have planetaria, some will have maker spaces. So what else they choose to do at their center can be different, but the core aspect, the Challenger Center, that where its name comes from, is from this 2-hour mission that the students go through.
Yeah, Walter.
The Science on a Sphere, Todd, real quick, is a NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration program. So it comes with a great depth of science knowledge. And as Mike said, it's a 6-foot sphere that you can project the moon, the earth. You can look at weather patterns. There's all sorts of STEM-related activities that this thing will generate.
The design and structure of the coursework is something of great interest to me, because we're talking about, as you said, a 22-county region. How many schools are there within those 22 counties?
Oh, you got me flat-footed.
Hundreds.
Yeah, I actually can get you that information. We've got the data, but I didn't bring it with me.
Yeah.
On the potential number of students that we're going to serve, and it is significant. The catchment area that we hope to provide this service to.
Yeah. So with that many schools involved and that many students involved, the local Challenger Center is really going to be a hub.
Yeah.
And there are going to be people coming in here every single day, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of Challenger Centers will run 100, 120 missions a year, and they'll typically pull students from up to an hour away. And so our nearest one to where we are right now is in Wheeling, West Virginia, which is about 2.5 hours away. So it really does serve as a destination for a wide range. The other interesting thing, I think, is that as I got into this job, when Challenger Centers were first started, they typically were in big cities and museums and science centers. What we found is that the next couple in our pipeline, including Indiana, they're in more rural locations that are serving students that probably don't have opportunities to go see really cool things like this. And they truly serve as a beacon for kids to go, I can't believe I got to do that here in my community. It takes a very committed group of people, maybe not 12 years, but it takes them a long time to pull together something of this magnitude. And it's really exciting to partner with Indiana.
But Todd, I also have to tell you that we've had some tremendous support. Our Challenger Center got to a real low point here 4, 5, 6 years ago, and through the efforts of Senator Bob Casey and Representative G.T. Thompson, they got us some federal money to actually pay for the Challenger Center. And once that happened, Representative Struzzi really stepped up and has provided us some state money to help with this build out. The county also has supported us, and so I absolutely have to give a shout of thanks to all of those folks for the support, and they're believing in what we're doing as well.
Yeah, they have to absolutely understand what it is that something like this would mean regionally, and to the local folks here in Indiana County too. Mike, when I'm interested, when you spend as long as you have in a career at NASA.
Yeah.
And then you join a program here which is adjacent, we'll say, to NASA. Was it what you anticipated it would be when
It's
you
even
said,
better.
"Yeah, I'll take it"?
It's even better. So 37 years at NASA, I started off in HR. I managed intern programs, communication programs. In the last 7 years, I managed the agency's efforts with what we call STEM engagement, how to get kids and college students into STEM. It's a big team, $100 million, $140 million. And when Challenger Center came open, what I loved about it is it's, as I would say, on the pointy end of the spear. It's helping middle school kids have that experience where they can say, you know what, I could do this. And the fact that it has a national presence, a 40-year history, is something that was exciting to me, and it's still exciting to me. To be able to reach kids, NASA has these 10 centers, and we've often said at NASA, we wish we could reach people and communities across the country. And Challenger Center helps us do that. It's really been a great experience.
Wow, it sounds like it's a fascinating experience too, to build it from the ground up. So yesterday you were making measurements.
Right.
What are the steps that need to be followed next?
Yeah, great question. So they have to do a little bit more work on their side to finish out the space, but we got a chance to do our measurements. When I first took this job, I'm like, how hard can it be? And now that I've seen it, they tell me there's 7 miles of wiring in a typical Challenger Center. And perhaps I sent you a video. There's this 90-second video that we shared with you this celebrate our 40th anniversary. And in it, you see what kids go through. You see just how elaborate this thing is. It's a 4,000 square foot experience. And so it takes us 8 to 10 months to do all the fabrication of all the materials, get all the sound and the screens all set up. So we'll be here on site probably 6 or 8 weeks installing it. So it's a process.
Yeah. Yeah. Walter, of course, I know that one part of that process is measuring you for your flight suit.
Todd, it's funny you should mention that because when I first heard about it, and as you know, I have an aviation background, I said that one of the problems I could see with this center was how they were going to keep certain board members out of the simulator.
But the kind of support that you need is the kind that we're getting here with the center now. A lot of legislators involved in helping it out, county leaders, local leaders, everybody coming together to see the value in the project, number one, but then to take the steps to make it actually happen.
Well, not only that, Todd, but through a neighborhood assistance program, we've also had some really strong support from the Rischini Group and from S&T Bank. And they've provided some significant funding for this project. And, it's going to take more of that community involvement, but it's also critical how critical their involvement has been in moving this project forward.
Yeah, it's going to be something else to see, and it is happening, boys and girls, finally here in Indiana. Mike, it is so good to meet you.
So fun.
To get the scope of this, we're going to link that video that you sent us so that folks can be able to watch it.
Awesome.
And it's just going to be something to see and to experience here in Indiana County. Watch for the buses to come rolling in, huh?
We can't wait. We did hire a guy part-time I mentioned earlier. When the next time he's back in town, Todd, maybe we can make an arrangement. It's really interesting. I'm going to leave a little teaser. Mm-hmm. He has a local Indiana background. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all you're saying.
That's all I'm saying.
All right. Terrific
Goodness
stuff.
me.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Awesome.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.